So what do you need to make this cookie? Your crochet hook, first of all. I'm using a 3.5mm crochet hook today. You'll need your yarns. I'm using Starcraft Special again, and that's a DK yarn, and that's in brown for the chocolate chips and a kind of goldy beigey colour for the cookie itself. I'm going to be making the cookie slightly kawaii today, slightly cuter, by adding some eyes to it. So if you want to do the same, you'll need some safety eyes. If not, it also looks pretty cool without. You're going to need scissors and a yarn needle and the smallest amount of, well, maybe more than that, the smallest amount of toy stuffing as well, just to give it a bit more of a squidgy feeling. So it's, you know, more fun to play with. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you need to do then is make your magic ring, and I have a video that goes into more detail on how to do this, and I'll put the link below for you. What you need to do, I'll do it quickly now, just as a refresher, just wrap the yarn around your finger into an X, pull up the piece on the right hand side, pull it over to the left, pull up this piece here, put your hook inside it, and then just pull it tight. Then do a bit of yarn over and pull through the gap that has been created there. Okay, take your finger out and there's your magic ring. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put 6 stitches into the magic ring. So go through the middle of the circle, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both. And again, into the circle, both bits of yarn, pull up, let's do that again, into the circle, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. So we want to do 6 in total, and 6. Okay, pull on the tail and the ring should close. Next round is an increase round, so we're going to do 2 stitches into every single stitch around. So first stitch, go in, 1 stitch, 1 single crochet, and again, so you've got 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and the next one, 1 stitch and same stitch, another single crochet. So you're going to do that until you have a total of 12 single crochet. 11 and 12. Okay, we're going to increase again. This time we want to get to 18. So that's 2 in the first stitch, 1 on its own, 2 in the next stitch, 1 on its own, 2, 1, 2, 1, until you have a total of 18. So I'll just show you what that looks like. 1 and 2 in the same stitch. Okay, 3 on its own, 4, 4 and 5 in the same stitch, and 6 on its own. So continue like that until you have 18 stitches. Okay, increase again. This time we need to get 24 stitches. So that's 2 in the first stitch together, then 1 and 2 on their own, 2, 1, 2. So let's see what that looks like. 1 and 2 together, 3 on its own, 4 on its own, 5, 6 together, 7 on its own, 8 on its own. So carry on in that way until you have 24 stitches. All right, 24 stitches now. Next round is our last increase round, and we need to get up to 30 stitches. So same again, we're going to increase in the first stitch. So first stitch, we're going to do 2 stitches, 1, 2, and this time we're going to do the next 3 on their own, so get us up to 5. So 1, 2, 3 on its own, 4 on its own, and 5 on its own. 6 and 7 will be in a stitch together. 6, 7, 8 on its own, 9 on its own, 10 on its own. So all you're doing is an increase, so 2 stitches in the same stitch, then 1, 2, 3 on their own until you have a stitch count of 30 this time. I have 30 stitches, and like I said, that's the last increase round. So the next thing we need to do is get is single crochet in every single stitch around. So we're just going to count to 30 with our stitches. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, so you have 30 stitches. It should have started to curl up, so you just want to push it so that your neat stitches are facing upwards. Right, I'm just going to pull a long loop up there so that that doesn't come out, just while I attach the safety eyes and put on my chocolate chips. So I'm going to start with the safety eyes so that I can do the chips around them. So like I said, if you don't want to do the safety eyes, just ignore this step. Otherwise we're going to put them either side of the kind of magic circle so that that kind of looks a bit like a nose. Very cute. I might even do them a little bit further apart just so they look a bit cuter. So I'm going to attach them and then we'll go ahead and do the chocolate chips. So eyes are attached. The next thing to do is optional once again, but if you would like to, you can attach a smile onto the cookie. And I'm going to do that using a pink yarn. I'm just going to thread that onto my yarn needle. And I'm going to come around here, around the middle of the cookie, from the back, bring the yarn in and just take the smile around the circle. So careful not to get any of the gold yarn caught in. And come out around the opposite side. Cute. And back into the middle again. So already looking cute. Next thing then, just pull your yarn off the hook, off the needle, and grab some brown yarn for the chips. And then just go around and pop in a few chocolate chips. So just from the back through to the front. You want to keep them quite small so they look like chips rather than sprinkles. And just carry on doing that until you have the amount of chocolate chips that you want. Okay, so I'm happy with that amount of chocolate chips, so I'm going to stop there, but you just carry on with however many you want to do. There's no point in cutting off this yarn at the back because it's all going to add to the stuffing in a second, so just try and screw it up as neatly as you can on the back for now, just so it's out of your way. Okay, let's pick up our crochet hook again and put it into the large loop we just made and then pull it tight again. Okay, so this time we're going to be doing some decreasing. So what we need to do first of all is we need to get 30 stitches, if you remember we ended with 30, down to 24 again. So the way that we do that is we make decrease stitches instead of increase stitches. So go into the first stitch as you normally would, get some yarn and pull it through, so all as normal so far. Only this time we're going to go into the next stitch as well, get some more yarn until you have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull your loop through all 3. So in doing that, we've actually created turned 2 stitches into 1 stitch, okay? And we need to do a single crochet on its own, and another single crochet on its own, and another single crochet on its own. So this round is decrease followed by 3 single crochet. So let's do that decrease again. So into the stitch as normal, pull up yarn as normal, into the next stitch, pull up some yarn, yarn over the hook and pull through all 3. So then we're going to do 3 more single crochet on their own. 1, 2, 3. And we've got 8 stitches done so far, and we need to get 24. So keep doing that until you have 24 stitches. So decrease, then 1, 2, 3 stitches on their own. Right, we've got 24 now. We need to get that down to 18. So same again. I'm going to do 1 decrease. So into the stitch, pull up your loop, into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then we're just going to do 2 single crochet on their own. So 1, 2, and that's given you 3 stitches. Then a decrease again. and 2 stitches on their own, 1, 2, so keep going like that until you have 18 stitches. So now we need to get 18 stitches down to 12. So this time we're going to do a decrease, then 1 single crochet, then a decrease, then 1 single crochet until you have 12. So decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, all the way around until you have 12. And if you would like to stuff your cookie, now is the time to do it. Mine's already pretty stuffed because of all the yarn tails, but I am going to put a bit more in there. Remember, it's flat, it shouldn't be ball shape, so you want to keep, you don't really want to stuff it that much. In fact, I'm happy with that amount of stuffing. Okay, right, we need to now get our 12 stitches down to 6. So obviously we just need to half it, and then by doing that, to do that we just need to do 6 decreases. So 1, 2, and once you've done 6 decreases, you just then want to go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and slip stitch into the stitch there. We're going to cut it off, leaving quite a length, not a massive amount. About there should be enough. Flatten it out. Grab your yarn needle and thread the end of the tail on to the yarn needle. And then we're just going to, it's a very small opening, but we're just going to go into or under the next stitch. And then from the centre we're going to go under the next stitch. And then under. And from the centre we're going to go under, and then what you should be able to do is just pull on the tail, and that should close it up there. So you just then want to put in a few stitches just to make sure it's really closed, especially if you're giving it to a child. You want to make sure it's nice and secure because it'll get a lot of play out of it. Okay, and then we're just going to make our tail disappear into the middle, so go through a few times without pulling too hard, otherwise it creates a little dimple effect. So I'm just going in a few times just to bury my yarn tail, and I'm happy that's not going to come out, so I'm just going to snip that off. And there's the teeny weeny cookie with her cute little face, or his cute little face, all done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Find me on Instagram at LMLMCrochet, and if you're sharing any of your makes, please use the hashtag at LMLMCrochet so that I can find you.